Welcome to my follower guide to Darkhunter. He's the last story-related hero. You unlock him after finishing chapter 15, which is the last chapter in story mode, and there is only one additional um, follower, Resh, that you unlock in season 1.3 instead of the main story. Darkhunter allows you to craft runes or scrolls. Here are the different options. As you level him up from the different rarities, he will unlock more and more options. And the last two, enhance rune of or scroll and deconstruct rune or scroll, are available at level 50. Now, what are runes and scrolls? If we go here at the top right, you can open your wallet. Runes, you have the uncommon rune, the rare rune, and then epic, legendary, and mythical, each one for each of the 5 elements. Runes are used to hone pieces of equipment. So, for example, this bone sickle, you can spend these runes to hone them. So, one uncommon rune to get it to the first diamond, then 2 rare runes and 1 rare relic for the next level, then 3 epic runes. Because this item is a fire element, it requires an epic fire rune, 3 of them actually, and epic relics, and tier 4 will require legendary elemental runes and legendary relics. And after that, you need to spend mythical elemental runes as well as relics, tier 4 relics for the last 6 diamonds. Now, one important thing to know is whenever you salvage a piece of equipment that has been honed, you will get all the resources back. Also, when, let's say, with one of your crafters, you refine a piece of equipment, let's say, for example, this breastplate, we want to enhance the quality with this other breastplate. This breastplate that I'm sacrificing, that as you can see is honed up to level 4, if I sacrifice it, I will get all those resources back, as well as if I transfer an attribute, again, with this breastplate or any other piece of equipment that is honed, this piece of equipment will be sacrificed, but you will get all those resources back. What I'm trying to say by this is that you're not really ever that in need of runes unless you go on a spending spree and hone everything you have. But otherwise, if you just keep replacing pieces of equipment with better ones and salvaging the old ones, you will get those resources back, and it is rare that you will need many of them. Yeah, maybe for the light runes, because these are the hardest ones to obtain. They cannot be farmed like the other elements in adventures. Maybe you will find yourself in a situation where you need, but generally speaking, you don't need that many runes. That is not the case for scrolls. Scrolls are required for 2 things. The first one is to upgrade your spells. So let's take, for example, this one is the lowest rarity. So in order to evolve, you need scrolls. So that's 1 uncommon, 3 uncommon, 3 uncommon and 2 rare, 3 uncommon and 5 rare, and then the elemental ones, depending on the element of the spell. And as you go up, as you can see, you need a lot of scrolls. Also, you need the same type of scrolls in order to upgrade your minions. So if we say upgrade here, for example, Every time you go up a rarity, as you can see here, we need rare scrolls and then a level 25 to get to epic. We need some epic elemental scrolls and so on and so forth. That being said, you can farm elemental scrolls in some adventures. So the Kasduli expedition will allow you to farm epic dark scrolls as well as epic ice scrolls. However, the ice scrolls you have to pay some gems in order to get to them because they are in a side path. Please watch my video on the Kasduli expedition next time the adventure comes around if you want more details. You can farm fire, epic fire scrolls in the Flame Tree expedition, and you can farm epic poison scrolls in the Dreamhold expedition. However, light scrolls you cannot farm. You have to find them. The best way to do that is by having an eighth slot. I have 7 permanent slots, one for each one of my main heroes, and then the number 8 that I just create, run story mode with him, and after I finish chapter 15, I destroy this hero, create a new one, rinse and repeat. I made a video about story farming, and that is the best way to obtain scrolls and runes, as well as many other resources. So, that being said, let's go back to Darkhunter and see what he has to offer. He can craft random runes or scrolls. The rarity depends on his level, and this will cost you, as you can see, some gold, 995 ore, and 200 gems. The next option, he can craft runes or scrolls of a specific element. 3, well, here up to 5 will be created. Here you will create 3 of them. The rarity will be between epic to mythic. Again, this rarity depends on his level, and this will cost you some gold, 850 ore, and 260 gems. The next option is select rune or scroll to craft. 3 of them will be created, and you can say, for example, what rarity you want to craft, not what specific type you want to craft. But as you can see, as you choose, the cost will change. But it starts with a base cost of, if you wanted rare, 850 ore and 260 gems. If you want to go to epic scrolls, it goes up, and the higher the rarity, the higher the cost. The next one is one specific color. Here you can choose color and you can choose the rarity. And this will cost you 525 ore and 205 gems. And the 2 last options that are only unlocked at level 50 will allow you to enhance, let's say, for example, you want to enhance rare scrolls, and in exchange for 1 of his crystals and 10 uncommon scrolls, you will craft rare scrolls. If you want to craft epic scrolls, then it requires rare. If you want legendary, you can choose which type of epic ones you want to use. And finally, if you want mythic scrolls, you can choose which type of legendary scrolls you want to sacrifice. And as you can see, you have to spend 1 of his crystals. And the construct is the opposite. You take a high level scroll and deconstruct it into, these are the mythic ones. For example, let's say one mythic scroll, and in exchange for also one of his crystals, you will get 10, mm, 10 scrolls of a rarity between uncommon to legendary. Now, in my opinion, these are very, very expensive options. They require either gems or um, crystals, and not a small amount of gems. I mean, 200 for the lowest one, for crafting ones, that is a lot for something that you can relatively easily farm either in adventures or in story mode. However, that being said, if you go to the goals tab and then the heroes tab, I think it's the heroes tab. I could be wrong. Yeah, I am wrong. It's the collection tab. Here, you can see there is one goal for crafting 10 rare or high scrolls or runes with him. So if, as you can see, I have unlocked it, so I already did this one. So is it something that I recommend him to craft? If you want to get that specific one, yes, in my opinion, it will be craft rune or scroll, craft as epic light scroll, because this is the hardest to obtain. So if you're going to spend this amount of resources in order to get the goal, might as well use it on the rarest piece of uh, resources that he can get. As you can see, I have plenty of dark, fire, and poison scrolls. I only have a few ice scrolls, but as I said, you have to spend extra gems to get these. And also, my main character, as you know, is a blue shaman. So if we check the blue spells, as you can see, I have spent many, many scrolls upgrading them. There's still, I only have one of them at Ancient Mythic, which is the maximum rarity. But as you can see, most of them are at a pretty decent level. I'm still upgrading them, but that's the reason why I have spent so many epic ice scrolls. But for the epic light scrolls, as I said, this is the rarest one to obtain. So if you're going to use Darkhunter, use it for that specific thing. Craft a specific runner scroll, go here, light, epic light scroll, and yeah, get 10 of them. But it's expensive. It's really, really expensive for what you are going to obtain. But either way, this is my video on Darkhunter. If you found it useful, please like, comment, subscribe, and thank you very much for watching.